What's good, everyone? This your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room. And this is where we at now. So, yet again, we're going to present a situation to where people are dealing with the Charlie Kirk situation. And at this point here, I'm starting to hear a lot of people that are, of course, leaving the left or disagreeing with the left's ideologies or whatever, because of the horrible mindset that a lot of people are in, and the disrespect that people have for people passing away. Now, as we all say, listen, look, man, regardless of what a person says and stuff like that, it's kind of horrible for people to just want to delete other people or wish ill will on stuff because of words. I get self-defense or things like that, but just words, Jesus Christ, it's crazy out here. So we're going to go here now and we're going to see what the people are saying about this situation that, just happened, a little while back here. So let's go here now. Quarters, nickels, and dimes.
This is Justice for Charlie Kirk. Say hello to Kelly Keegan. And just in case you were wondering how this amazing individual felt towards Charlie Kirk and his passing, and the message that she has for his children and his wife, I know you might have felt extremely bold and courageous, even strong, by this post, but that post led you straight to me. You seem very ambitious, willing to climb the ladder, no matter the cost, even if that means to bash someone.
Hold on here. Hold on. My bad, guys. Okay, so as a certified school nurse in a very advice school district, I can see the needs of my students and their families. And okay, so she's a school nurse. A school nurse. It's amazing to me that we're running by these people that are supposed to be in positions to where they're supposed to actually care about people. This is crazy. Wow. Oh my goodness.
To bash someone whose only sin was to speak against the evil rhetoric. If only I could find some information as to what you do. Where are you employed? What's the address to that employment? And what would they think when they find out how you felt towards Charlie? Although you've done like many people on the left have done, quickly removed that post. But you missed it this time because it landed you right here. And I want to be very clear. I wish no harm, no physical harm to you or individuals that lean like you. But there is justice that needs to be served. And so far, we're 10 fires in. We are 5 accounts banned and counting. And I think we may be adding to the tally. And for everyone that has donated to this mission as we bring justice, one evildoer at a time, thank you so much for visiting my bio. And if you haven't smashed that follow button, you better hurry because things are going to get wild.
Yeah, this is wild right here. And this is not the only teacher that I've seen on the internet that has, actually been banned from her job for, having egregious, for saying egregious things online about, basically a dead person, and like it or not, it's the truth. We could sit here all day in this new age mindset. Well, Charlie Kirk said this and Charlie Kirk said that. I understand that too. But at the same time, though, too, we all get online and say things. We all do. So, what I'm saying, but, you're not supposed to get online and wish, deletion for, anybody, and definitely not get online and wish deletion for their wife and children. This is crazy out here. And yes, I've seen videos like that. I really can't, I really don't want to play anything like that because it's just too fucking far out the box for me. So let's go here now, see what she has to say.
All up and down my timeline, all I see is Charlie Kirk a racist. He said this about black people. He said that about black people. He this, he that. I don't feel bad. I don't care. I'ma mind my business. That ain't got nothing to do with me. The problem that I have with black people is that we don't like to be told when we're wrong. We don't like to be held accountable. We don't like nobody telling us nothing. It don't matter, even if you are black. If you tell another black person right from wrong, they call you judgmental, and then they'll use the excuse only God can judge me as to justify their poor behavior. Y'all is the same Negroes that get on here and act a fool, and then you want somebody to have sympathy and empathy for you when you in a situation that you can't get yourself out of, when it's you or your family member in a predicament. But y'all sitting on here happy and celebrating the expiration of this man in public. What kind of, like, y'all are wicked and evil to the core.
Hey, and I definitely agree with that. You know what I'm saying? And also, too, you know, for her point of what she's saying, definitely in the black community, you know, we see online all the time, especially when, you know, these some of these mothers get on here and people get on here and stuff like that, and they, you know, their sons were involved in egregious things, and then their son end up, you know, deleted or something like that, and then now it's, oh, my baby, and you know, he was never like this, and I don't understand what happened and stuff like that. Yeah, your son got out there and deleted 3 people, baby. He deleted 3 people. Now he's locked up, and you know, or your son has, you know, got something happened to him because of the lifestyle he's living, and now you want the empathy and sympathy and stuff like that too. You know, it works the same way out here in these streets. You want the same thing, but at the same time, though, too, let's just keep this honest. You know, I'm sorry, but the truth is, you know, Charlie ain't necessarily delete nobody. But some of these young men in the black community has actually deleted people that we see on these stories and stuff like that throughout the internet and stuff like that, with some of these, you know, young cats that did some egregious things, but their family members are out here, you know what I'm saying, you know, pleading and stuff like that for sympathy and GoFundMe's and all types of stuff. I'm just saying, man, like, you know, as black people, man, and I can speak on black folks because I'm a black man here. You know, we have some real issues in our community, and we need to address them things, and we need to get some shit out the way, man, so we can have a better community. But that's if we as a whole people want a better community. And for those that actually want a better community, they, you know, you got to start understanding maybe we need to adopt a mindset where we got to kick the trash out too.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
I mean, I'm just being real.
I don't care what y'all call me, Uncle Tom, Uncle, whatever you want to say. Oh, you just trying to get the validation of the YT people. Like, don't nobody care about that. Right is right and wrong is wrong. Black people, y'all get on my nerves with that. Y'all always want to make everything about racism. Everything is not about race. Some stuff is just common sense and sound advice. Y'all don't want to listen to nobody, though. That's the problem that we have in this community. Y'all think y'all can't take criticism at all, that can't nobody talk to you about nothing, can't nobody criticize you about nothing, and don't let them be a different race. They racist all of a sudden. Everybody racist if they say anything that's negative against a black person. Like, come on now, let's just be for real. Some people can speak the truth and it's not racist. A lot of y'all, if I was a different race, y'all would call me racist. Like, no, y'all are just ignorant and very exhausting at this point. Y'all
Right. Very exhausting, you know, with the ignorant mindset. And this is where we at here. You know, it's ridiculous here. Let's go here now.
Black Americans are poorer today in 2024 than they were in the 1950s.
Yes. Why do you think that
Good
is?
question. So we have the Civil Rights Act, we have more benefits, more government programs. Something changed between the 1950s and 2024. So there's 2 answers to this question. Either America got more racist since 1950s to 2024. So like that 70-year period, because Black Americans are worse off today per capita than they were. You agree with that? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Than in the 1950s. Or there's another explanation. And I think the truth is somewhere in the middle, which is, I think you would acknowledge that the disappearance of the Black father has been the #1 driver of Black poverty in this country. Now, there are reasons for that we can.
What do you think the reasons for that are?
Well, culture is one. Would you agree?
So actually, let's go back to the foundations of that
prison
culture.
pipeline, all that stuff. But can we at least agree that Black dads not being around is a bad thing?
Anyone's father not being around is a bad thing.
No, of course,
not
but 75% of Black youth are not raised with a father in the home. It's the highest of any group in the country.
Whether you like what he has to say or not, you don't get to just misquote him. And I understand, because when I was on the left, I thought that I could trust my party. So I could just trust the headline or trust the 10-second clip, because they wouldn't just character assassinate or physically assassinate anybody that disagrees with them politically, right? Actually, what I realized is that they call anybody a racist that has a difference of opinion in order to shut the conversation down, because why would you listen to what a racist has to say? So this will be a series. And if you are in support of this series, please like, comment, and subscribe to that.
Well, at this point right here, I know the young lady trying to promote her stuff, but you know what I'm saying? Listen, look, what would the video I showed of what she presented here is very drastic. And at the same time, though, too, what was said in the video, yes, everything Charlie said was not racist or not, saying things like that. Like, I don't agree with a lot of shit Black people do, stuff like that, because at the end of the day, though, I know it's stupid and I know my culture. And, if, like the previous young lady said, if I was of other race or something like that, yeah, you would call me racist too. It is what it is, man. This victim card situation that we continue to play in our Black culture is hindering us from moving on. It's hindering us from being productive. It's hindering us from, getting the resources that we need as a community. And it's hindering us, it's hindering the decent Black folks from excommunicating the trash out here. It's hindering us. Decent Black folks that actually want to do better, and things like that want communities back, that want marriages back, that want families. Well, families make communities, communities make society, society builds structure and safety and everything else. So, what I'm saying, man, it just is what it is. Whether you like it or not, it's just the truth. And it is a segment of Black people that are tired of the ninjas, that are running around here. And a ninja is not, broken down to any, one gender and stuff like that. A ninja is a mindset. It's a thing. It's a thought process, to a way that, and this is, of course, the old school word for it will be, the N with the hard R. So, it's a thought process for me. It has nothing to do with skin color at all. For me as a Black man, this is a thought process. How people actually carry themselves morally, physically, their own soul, stuff like that, what they're willing to do. And it just is what it is here, man. It is what it is here. And when people outside of our race tell us about ourselves and stuff like that, saying not all outsiders of Black race are racist people. I'm not saying that there's not racist people and stuff like that. Hell, even Black people at times can be racist too against other races. And these are the facts here. Whether we like this topic or not, I've seen it with my own eyes, amongst my own peers as, a Black community and stuff like that, that are, racist against other communities. And it's ridiculous. And it's, it's egregious on that fact too. So, yeah, let's go here now.
I have cut off people that I have known well over 10 years. This really did it for me, guys. Let me remind you that we are all adults and we can cut people off. No explanation needed. I am not one to post my political opinion online. That's just not who I am. I don't like controversy, but this one really did it for me. I don't care who you are, who you voted for. If you are making fun of someone's death, cracking jokes, and trying to compare it to other situations, you're done. You're out of my life. You all can go and sit and be evil together. I don't want to see your face.
And I'm definitely with that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it takes a special kind of person to be okay with celebrating somebody's demise. And well, I mean, an innocent person. Now, of course, in the media, everything we as a culture, we're trying to turn Charlie's words into something evil and stuff like that. We're trying to make sure that that the society presents Charlie in a certain light, things like that. They're clipping stuff down and making sure that the certain words were said at certain points, but without the whole aspect of the conversation. You take a whole hour-long interview, or you take a 30-minute video, something like that, and just clip it down, or 50. It is what it is. It is what it is. And but people are smart, and the problem is that a lot of people are that. The problem here is that people wasn't expecting everybody to look up what Charlie Kirk actually said. A lot of people are watching, engaging, going on Charlie Kirk's channel and actually watching the videos all the way through, stuff like that, hearing what he said, also the explanation of why he said things, and then coming up with the context and in clues of the reason why these things are happening, and also looking at the stats and statistics. It's a lot that's going on here behind the scenes. The reason why a lot of these people are denouncing people that are actually, coming out and making fun of Charlie Kirk's death. So, it's not just, people are just also, just mad that, not necessarily mad, but just appalled that people are making fun of somebody that died. Some of these people are really actually doing research out here and finding out what he really said, outside just clips and stuff like that go on the internet, because it's only some platforms only allow a certain time of clip on the internet. You can't get the whole logistics of what he said. So all right, let's go here now. Let's check this out and let's see what this lady had to say as well. This is wild out here, people. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to be deleted for my opinions. I know you don't want to be deleted for your opinions, and we should not allow this situation to get to this point to where the freedom of speech is going to make it to where, everybody want to delete each other because they don't agree with each other's opinion.
I knew y'all was hateful. I knew y'all was conniving and underhanded and some of the worst souls walking around on this earth. I knew it. And y'all just proved this to everybody in the world. Everybody. To watch that and to see a human being be taken from their family. Small kids there to see it. And you think that shit is cool and funny because you labeled him something he wasn't even. He wasn't racist, wasn't a fascist, he wasn't a Nazi. But you called him that for years. I might even well say a decade. And then you think it's justified when somebody take a life because they don't agree with what your indoctrination is. But I knew you was hateful. I knew the fear mongering, the hate speech, the rhetoric, the anger behind everything you say. If somebody don't agree with you, the name calling, the total absolute disrespect. Mm-hmm. I knew the lies. I absolutely knew that you're capable of. You wanted it to happen. You wanted it to happen. You kept saying it. You kept saying it's now time to get violent. It's now time to pick up arms. It's now time to weaponize yourself. Didn't you say that? Didn't you say that? Y'all, mainstream media and liberals and far left, all the Democrats did this. And Nancy Pelosi got the nerve, the all motherfucking audacity to say this ain't on us. Oh, bitch, who is on? Who is it on if it's not? You can't turn on MSNBC, CNN. You can't read the news. You can't do nothing. You can't listen to any of you talk. How fucking dare y'all boo a prayer for a man that just was taken from his young family? Oh, you so disrespectful. A human being. I don't give a damn what he said. I don't care what he said, and I don't care what he said it about. He said something. And you think it's cool. And you think it's funny. Some of y'all think it's funny. It was funny when y'all lost your jobs, too. That was funny. But if you think, I don't know, after you did that, that it's more than two genders, or that men walking around with beards and dresses on make him a woman, you know, all of this ridiculousness, and that family doesn't matter, and that God is not real. I don't know if you thought that was going to go away when you did that, but it didn't. It just make all of us who love God and know the truth get louder, get more defiant about it. Because if you come for me and my family, I will definitely take you up out of here, but I will lay down my life for God and the truth about it. Know what y'all thought y'all did, but I always knew you were capable. You ushered it in, and now you don't want nothing to do with it. But how dare you boo to show reverence for a man that essentially saved these young people in America. Saved so many young men that want to be masculine young men and have families with babies. You took him out too late. That's what you did. And just right on time. Because God don't make no mistakes. We are Charlie Kirk now.
Man.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
So yeah, get down in the comments also. Let me know what you think about what this lady just said here in this last segment. In this last segment of the broadcast here. Excuse me. But yeah, though, man, this is wild, bro. This is wild. And I definitely understand, you know, what's going on here, because I know and I see the light and stuff like that. And it is crazy that people can now be deleted just for an opinion. I mean, and at the same time, though, too, isn't that what we do on YouTube here, TikTok, Instagram? We give our opinions all day, right? As people in America with all these platforms, and we're making money off platforms and all this and that. We're giving our opinion every day, right? So, you know, what is everybody going to do? Delete everybody that gives an opinion? What's going to happen here now? What's going to happen going forth here now? What I'm saying? What is going to happen going forth here now? Are we all just going to delete each other for having difference of opinions? Are we all going to, you know, not sit down and talk our opinions through and try to figure out a common ground here in America? Are we just not going to, you know, do the things that we're supposed to do as American citizens, and, you know, of course, defend our First Amendment rights for free speech, but at the same time, though, to know when we're pushing the bar way too far and things like that? Are we, you know, what are we going to do here now? Where are we going to go? Where is this going to go? Where is this going to go? I'm curious to know, because it's tiring and it's sad that we at this point right now to where, you know, we've allowed an individual to try to open that door to delete free speech in this country. Because that's what happened. That's what this is. That's the symbolism of what just happened. To, you know, try to get rid of free speech and try to, you know, shame everybody for having difference of opinion. But it's up to y'all out there. What y'all want to do? Do y'all want to give in? Do y'all want to open the door and allow free speech no more? You know, where we on these platforms and stuff like that, and you know what I'm saying, we have things that we say and all types. Are we going to, you know, get tracked down? Are we going to, you know what I'm saying, get deleted for, you know, having difference of opinions? You know what I'm saying? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? But it is what it is, though. Shout out to all my subscribers. Mad love to y'all. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell to be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say,
And that, my friends, is the bottom line.
That, my friends, is the bottom line.